I'm doing Project Sekai tier lists, but this is more of just an excuse to like try out a different video format. I want to try something less scripted and more relaxed and chill, but that kind of means that there's gonna be like more filler words on my end. I'm not good at not doing that. So yeah, this one is for alternate vocal versions of the songs that have been sung in Project Sekai by any human singers, not including the Vocaloids. Um, I took forever to listen to all of them. Like, I'd listen to all of them now for like the sake of it, but like that'd just be a lot of footage to cut out. My opinions keep changing, but I really need to hide my bias better. Um, the top tier has like mostly Rui versions because I just think his Seiyu sings well. I just think he has a nice tone to his voice. I don't know, something about it's really good. And he has yet to flop, I think. I think this one might be my favorite. I think it's a kind of commonly shared opinion that people like the An and Toyo one. It's that kind of thing where like Toya is like relatively between Akito and Toyo, the quieter one, and An relatively between Kohane and herself is like the louder one. So you'd think it'd be like a kind of like too quiet, too loud contrast, but like Toya is a bit more intense than he usually is, and An's like a bit less intense than he usually is. And so like when it comes to like parts like this, they end up like blending so well because like An dials it down a bit and Toya dials it up a bit, and so like they kind of match, and it sounds so nice. I love it. Also, the Sylvan record bias doesn't help, but I wasn't trying to like be biased towards like specific songs in this, since it was like a measure of how well I think, or how well, it's a measure of how much I enjoy the alternate vocals, so I guess it's sort of a matter of how much I enjoy the song to a degree. So like songs like Nido and like Nostalgic and such are like down here, and Yoru ni Kakeru is down here, which is a little bit of a hot take. Or it's not that I like don't enjoy Yoru ni Kakeru, it's just that like I guess like it's like relatively, I guess, to the other songs. So like if you like look at these and you go, oh no, all of these were amazing, what are you doing? I don't have a valid excuse for you. It's like also sort of a measure of like, oh, I feel like listening to an alternate version of someone's cover, like a song in Project Sekai. What do I want to listen to? I don't frequent this song at all, and so I wouldn't choose like a cover of it exactly. And I'm not like the best when it comes to like knowing what counts as good or bad singing, and so it's not like I can like judge this objectively in the first place and go like, oh, well, so and so has the best technique, but so and so has the best tone of voice. Like, I'm not good at that at all. I don't know, I just really like his tone of voice, and like, yeah, it's kind of basic to be like, oh, I think Louis has a good singing voice, or oh, Louis is my favorite character. Like that's kind of like poked fun of in the fandom as like, oh yeah, you have the most basic taste then. Okay, cool. But I don't know. I just think he's neat. I just think he's a funny little guy. I didn't like play the game at first. I could only like watch the 3D music videos on YouTube, and like I saw him dancing around and like in like his like Wonderland Showtime outfit, and I was like, what is this outfit he's wearing? Like, what the fuck is this, like, funny looking coat? And that kind of just turned into a, like, whoa, I think he is a Nate character. And then he turned out to be relatable and stuff, so, like, that didn't help either. But I also think his singing voice is really good. And when it comes to singing voices, you might also notice Mizuki bias. Because Mizuki has a very nice voice, and, well, you probably might know this. I think it's really interesting because if you listen to a lot of Saint Snow songs from Love Live Sunshine, she does a lot of the backup in the songs. That's the thing, if you're not very into Love Live, these two are like a kind of rival group. And when they sing the songs, Seta usually does like the lead part. She also shares the seiyuu with Saki from Zombieland Saga, as a fun fact, and then Leia, who shares the seiyuu with Mizuki from Project Sekai, does the backup parts, and so she's usually the one going like, yeah, yeah, or like, let's go, you know? Because obviously she sings in Saint Snow songs, but like not as often, and so it's tougher to get a feel for it, but like, you totally get a feel for it when listening to like Mizuki sing. Like, listen to that. About here. It's very pretty. The other songs have like parts where you can like hit the high notes and stuff. And so then when they do that, it's like, whoa, or no. But then with like Tricolores, it's kind of just you sing it, you know? But it was really pretty. Where do I put it? Where do I put it? Where am I feeling? It's like tough to rank them like above each other because like all these are like in like order. Like this is like the top and then like do 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 like that. I'll put it here. But pretty much like most of these I don't have any problems with. It's just like having to like group them up into different tiers that might make it seem like, oh, you don't like this one as much or something, but it's like, no, that's cool, it's cool. Ooh, his backing vocals are really pretty. As unbiased as I try to be in this tier list, it's very obvious that like most of Ichika's are down here. You know, I guess I should clarify that like Ichika doesn't even have like a bad singing voice or anything. It's just that like the factor that leads to me like bringing these down is like, I guess like that degree of like personal taste and like wanting to listen to them, and I don't exactly want to because I already hear Ichika so often in the unit songs already. And like it's semi-common discourse when it comes to Leonid that like, oh, Ichika and Miku sing everything, give the others a chance. But like I really I am a big advocate for that, honestly. I know it's like kind of common, but it, you know, it bothers me. I made a pie chart of like the unit songs that were out at the time, like January 31st, and who sings them in the original Sekai version. Not counting the Vocaloids and not counting songs where like all four sing anyways. And if you do it like that, then Ichika gets most of them in Leonid, whereas the other groups are relatively fairly divided. Because, you know, the others have really nice voices too. Like, Saki and Shiho can sound like really pretty together, especially Saki in my opinion. But yeah, by like no means she has like a bad voice. She has like a very nice voice. It's just like I hear it all the time. Be like the lineup for like Magical Mirai concerts, or just like Project, or like the lineup for like Project Diva games, you know, where like, oh, lots of Miku songs, lots of songs with Miku, and then you get like your one obligatory Meiko song and your one obligatory Kaito song, and people are like, oh, come on, do them justice more, please. Can I have more of my favorites? And like, you know, Saki's like my favorite from Leonid, which is also a pretty basic take, but I just think her voice is really pretty, and in cases like Time Machine or Ikanaide, or especially Hado Omatsu, her voice is so very pretty. Which is weird because when it comes to like the Sekai version of Hado Omatsu, I really don't like how it sounds. But then I listen to like Saki's version, I'm like, oh, this is nice. Saki's Hado Omatsu is just very pretty. The VBS archives ones are in this tier list, so if you like look at this and go, what? Dramaturgy, Junkie Nighttime Orchestra, that's Ichika and Miku and just the virtual singer only. Yeah, that's because they covered it in like a VBS archive. It's not actually in the game, though it really should be, because like most of the VBS archives sound really good. And the fact that they're not in the game is an injustice. Shizuku's Metamo Ribbon is really great. I love the song already, but you get to the chorus and she sounds so happy. Like, listen to her. And it's like nice and light and airy, but not like lacking on emotion either. I just think it's really nice. Kanade Saisei cover is really nice and emotional. So is, I mean, pretty much any 25G cover I have up here. It's like emotionally resonant. Tsukasa's Gunjo Saika cover is looked over, and you guys should stop that. Everyone should stop that. I feel like it's kind of sad because with Gunjo Saika and Sekai, when they like sing together in the chorus in the version where like all of them sing. You have like all female singers except for Tsukasa, and since he sings at like a lower octave, I guess they kind of like just kind of like make him like quiet, like super quiet in the chorus, and I don't like that because it makes me so upset because his solo version is so good and he's like singing his little heart out and they're like, oh well, it's a different octave, so like let's like lower the volume so it doesn't like clash with the female voices. Nah, bro, let him shine, bro. You hear him like shine at like the one part and it's great. Like, listen to him go. He's singing his little heart out. This part right here. You like hear that? Like, did you hear that? It's so good. And this. God, that's like one of my favorite parts. Like, he gets it, you know? Like, oh my god. I get it. It's not that audible in the original version, but like, look for Tsukasa's Gunja Saika and listen to it more. You know? Like, you gotta. Because they both have like a kind of smoothish voice that sounds like, you know? It's so pretty. Like all their Tone of Wonders are up here. Milk Crown is up here. Again with the song bias. Tension of Clover's up here. Lower's up here. I recently added Akita's Alter Ego because the last chorus is just so strong that I loved it. From Wadawa's up here too. That's cute. I think this is the definitive version I got of this tier list. If I like re-listen to some of these down here, they might go up, but like it's also the kind of thing where there's just so many that I think are really cool, and so I feel like there have to be at least some like lower to a degree just to like even it out and not be like, yep, all of them will go up here kind of thing. But yeah, most of it is where it was. I already like rambled about everything about this that I could, so I want to go on to the next one. I want to go on to the next tier list. I made another tier list. This one is called like a shipping tier list, but it's less so shipping. I just wanted like a tier list that had like a bazillion combinations of the characters so that I could like rank how much I like seeing their interactions with each other. And the ones on the top here, I mean, like, I feel like if it comes to, like, the question of, like, oh, well, do you ship anything? Probably, like, these ones up here. But besides that, I kind of just like seeing them interact with each other. And it's that kind of thing where, like, with a series with so much dynamic, funny characters, I kind of just want to see them all, like, talk to each other at some point. Look at these two. Look at these two. They make me cry. I think their dynamic has to be one of my favorites. You see like the flashback of them in the Kamiko school event, and we see another flashback in it's not on the English server yet, but on the Japanese server there was an event with Mizuki where it showed like more flashbacks, and it showed a flashback of like in present day Mizuki is a first year and Rui is a second year, and so then a year prior Rui had graduated from the junior high school that the two of them were at. And Mizuki was all alone, and we see like younger Mizuki like just upset, like, oh, I used to think that Rui was like annoying at first, and I didn't understand why he kept hanging around, but now I miss him, and I'm like, no. It's the kind of thing where like the two of them are just loners and kind of like isolated from their peers at school just by being different, and then they're just like up on the roof like, damn, everyone's judging me too much. I just need to be alone. I really like these two. They're cute. the general dynamic of ball of energy and not ball of energy. Like how socially anxious people like Nene are always worried, like, oh, you know, what's this person gonna think of me? What do I do about this, like, first impression? Like, how is this gonna work? They're gonna hate me. And then, like, Emu has, like, zero thoughts in the most positive way, where, like, it's really tough to make her hate anyone. And so, of course, like, she encounters this random person. She's like, oh, hey, how you doing? And, like, wants to make friends right away. And, you know, that's, like, really sweet. And the two of them are just always hanging out together. And there's, like, an area conversation where they're going, like, shopping or something. And Emu's, like, really happy about it. And then is like, oh, why couldn't you just, I don't know, gone shopping alone? I mean, you didn't need me to be here for what you were aiming to buy, right? And Emu just goes, no, I just wanted to go shopping out with you. Like, I just wanted to go shopping with you specifically. And then is like, oh. And she, like, gets all, like, embarrassed and stuff. And it's so cute. Rui and Tsukasa, silly goofy. How Rui's basically like, oh, I have all these ideas. And Tsukasa's like, I want to act on a lot of ideas, you know? And so it's, like, kind of like the combination of, like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you could, like, fly on a vine, do a backflip, and then somersault into a cartwheel? And Tsukasa goes, well, I haven't tried a backflip yet, and I don't exactly know how to somersault, but it sounds fun, kind of thing, you know? You can tell that, like, Rui just has so many ideas. Like, you see in the one event story, even when he's, like, a little kid, he thinks, oh, I saw this, like, stage play, but I think it would have been more convincing if they did it like this, kind of thing. Like, he just has a lot of ideas, you know? He's very creative. And Tsukasa is very, like, oh, I want to be, like, a star that can do anything on stage. And, like, even in event stories, like the one where they go to the theme park in America, and he sees the emotional performance of this one star on stage, he's like, can I do an emotional performance? Like, he just wants to try so many things. I think just the dynamic of, like, challenger and taking on the challenge is really cool. These two are just sad, but, like, in a relaxed way. Like, I saw this one fan art where it was, well, it was, like, two fan arts, but in, like, the same posts, and it was, like, Kanade, like, composing on a laptop while, like, Mafuyu was sleeping. And then the other one was, like, the opposite of, like, Mafuyu working on stuff while Kanade was sleeping. And they're just kind of, like, sitting next to each other, and it was just so, like, relaxed, and I thought it was really neat. And then Mizuki, I mean, if you've seen the My Footsteps, Your Destination, I think it was called, the event, the one with the lower song, the scene on the rooftop, and like, tells Mizuki that she'll wait as long as it takes for Mizuki to open up, because she can tell that Mizuki has a big secret that, like, they don't know what to do with. And Mizuki wonders if opening up means that Anna and the others will leave. And so Anna is basically like, I'm pretty tough to get rid of, so you don't have to worry about me leaving. And then Mizuki starts crying, and Mizuki's like, but what if I never open up to you? And Anna's like, that's fine. Like, even then, we'll stay together. And I'm like, and then these two are just childhood friends, what can I say? Rui isn't, like, the best socially, and knows that Nene isn't either. And so, like, when it comes to, like, the whole Wonderland Showtime thing when they first start out, he, like, goes out of his way to accommodate, because he's like, oh, I'm not joining unless you let my friend join too. And then when Nene joins and, like, he, like, builds her this whole robot because he knows that she's, like, scared of interacting with these new people right away. And it's just, like, he goes out of his way to, like, accommodate for her. And then when the whole thing happens, because of the first show failing in the main story, and Tsukasa gets frustrated because he's, like, too focused on the show going well instead of, like, thinking about the performers, and he's too, like, tunnel visioned, like, Rui gets, like, really offended on Nene's behalf and is like, you can't talk that way to Nene, I'm leaving. And I'm like, oh my god. I think the kind of, like, quiet understanding of each other's anxieties and fears is really sweet. Minori and Kohane are really cute. You see them at the beginning of each other's stories, how they're kind of like, oh, I haven't been able to do anything yet, but I really want to. And then they go their own paths into More More Jump and Vivid Bad Squad and begin to be able to reach for what they want more. But then, like, the fact that they're still just, like, really close friends, and the fact that they both started as, like, oh, I want to try something, but it's so difficult to get started, kind of, like, that kind of, like, connection. I think it was just really cute. Minori and Haruka is really cute. I love how Minori's such a big fan of Haruka, and then Haruka is inspired by that and sees Minori's hard work and is like, whoa, I haven't like worked that hard in a while. Maybe I should try more too. I think it's really cute. And then Honami and Kanade, just the fact that like Honami stops by and sometimes like talks with Kanade, just kind of like they kind of have like heart to heart together sometimes. Like even though Honami helps a lot around the house, like Kanade seems more knowledgeable about emotions sometimes. Just kind of like they're relaxed enough to have conversations about like kind of darker emotions to each other. On Kohane, I mean, what do I have to say? Both of them are just, it's like probably the fluffiest thing you could ask for, you know, where like the two of them just admire each other so much. The fact that like there's like a whole event story where An like brags about being able to go on a date with Kohane. Airi and Shizuku's kind of like ditzy nature, and then Airi kind of like overly aware of things sometimes, going like, oh, you need to be like this, and you need to make sure of this, and you need to be careful that this kind of thing. And Shizuku just kind of be like, huh, and like spilling her drink, and Airi's like, no. Akito and Toya, I mean, again, what do I have to say? They call each other partners all the time. Like, there's like this area conversation where they're like out and about, and Toya doesn't seem that happy in the moment, and Akito's like asking him what's wrong, and Toya's saying that he got in like a fight with his father and didn't eat breakfast, and then Akito just goes, well, let's go stop by this place to eat, yeah? And Toya's like, yeah. And just like, I don't know, something about like that kind of level of trust is just really sweet, you know? Being able to like you know, kind of like mutually help each other like that, and to support each other on stage and everything. Misaki and An, I mean, look at them. Again, like a big sense of trust. It's kind of similar to doing Mizuki, but a bit more casual. Apparently there's like this theory, I forget if it's canon or not, that because An has a tie on her school uniform and Mizuki has a ribbon on their school uniform, some people think that An like traded it with Mizuki, and I think that's really cute. Whenever like I describe An to someone who hasn't played Project Sekai, my go-to description for An is kind of like the best kind of extrovert there is. She'll just make friends with pretty much anyone. She's just, you know, a really nice presence to be around. You know, An's just like really chill with Mizuki, and I think that's just really neat. I kind of want to put him in Silly Goofy. Yeah, I'll put him in Silly Goofy. I gotta hurry the pace of this, or else I'm gonna be here forever. Emu and Honami, I think that it's just really cute how Emu's really hyper and Honami's like, whoa. Haruka and Airi, I think the whole past idol failure thing, that like it weighs on the two of them so much, I think that's a really neat connection. Airi and Minori, I think it's funny because Airi's kind of like very strict when it's like, do this move, do that move, and Minori's like, yeah. She like wants to see Minori grow, and Minori does want to grow, but sometimes Haruka and Shizuku have to like step in and be like, hold on, like calm down a little. Airi and Enna, really cool. Apparently they used to be like middle school friends, and they have kind of like a similar sort of like I get attention for the thing I don't want to get attention for. Haruka and An, I love this kind of like rival dynamic they sort of have, where it's like a very friendly rival thing, where it's like they run into each other and it's like, hey, want to see who can win more games at the arcade today? Sure, kind of thing. Kanade and Mizuki, like Kanade is kind of like easy to get along with, kind of like helps pull Mizuki and Enna along. Just the fact that like Kanade is like this sort of core of the group, where her music kind of like led to everyone joining and like becoming this little group, and the fact that they can like confide each other and stuff, I think that's really neat. Saki and Ichika are very cute. The whole main story starts with like, oh, Saki's back. Wait, what do we do? And Ichika has to like kind of is like the first one to like talk with Saki right away. Like be there to be like, don't worry, it'll go fine, maybe. Shiho and Honami, that kind of like semi-loner, people are scary, I have trust issues kind of mutual understanding. And then they end up butting heads about it, but then they end up like understanding each other at the end of the day, and I think that's really neat. And Saki and Honami, I think it's really cool, because like it's kind of like Emu and Honami, where like Saki's really rambunctious and wants to do a lot of things, and Honami's like, wait. Emu and Saki, I mean, they're very silly. There's that like one card art where Tsukasa's trying to introduce them, but then Saki and Emu are just like talking with each other anyways, going like, whoa, it's you! And I think that's really cute. Emu and Tsukasa, very silly. I think it's very silly how Emu like constantly like jumps to hug Tsukasa, and Tsukasa's like, no, stop, can't breathe. Like neither of the two have like an indoor voice most of the time. So sometimes they're like, wah ha ha, and then it's like, okay, but like, can we turn the volume down about 10 notches, please? Emu and Louis are very wholesome. There's like this one area interaction I really like with the two of them. Louis is like, oh, Emu, like it's been a while since you've come over to visit my house, and I've put a bunch of buttons around my house, and you won't know what the buttons do until you press them. But there's a secret button that does something really cool if you press it. And Emu's like, oh, which one? I need to find out. I'll be over there, like really soon to find out. And Nuya's like, well, we'll see if you can find the special button. She's like, I'll find that special button. And like, I think it's really cute. Kohane and Toya, I think, just that kind of like being the quiet ones of Bad Squad. And I think it's funny when sometimes Akito and An are like, no, my partner's cooler. No, my partner's cooler. And Kohane and Toya are kind of like, can we please stop fighting? And I also like that one panel comic that comes up on the loading screen sometimes, where Toya's like staring at Kohane, who's obviously like flustered and worried about what to say, and Toya's like I wish I could convey my emotions through my facial expression and just my general nature like that, like how easily she does, where you can like tell she's scared just by looking at her. And so just as like, I envy you, and she's like, what? Shizuku and Tsukasa, I think it's really cool how they're both the older siblings. Like Shizuku is the older sister of Shiho, and then Tsukasa's the older brother of Saki. Because like apparently they used to like know each other since they were younger too. And you'd think that like someone with like a bit of a quieter disposition like Shizuku would be one of those types like Nene or Kanade, where like Tsukasa talks and they're like, okay, turn the volume down, stop. But instead of that, Shizuku's just kind of like, oh, how you doing? And like doesn't care. Silly, goofy interactions. I mean, what do I have to say about these two? I mean, you got like the arguably the saddest, most depressing character in the game, and then the happiest, brightest, loudest character in the game. Emu is the only one outside of 25G that could tell that Mafuyu's happy, smiling disposition at school is actually just fabricated and not genuine. And Mafuyu's like, oh, what's wrong? You know, and doesn't like drop the act for her. And doesn't go like, oh, you found me out. And just kind of keeps the act going. And then Emu's like, wait, what do I do? She does her normal Emu thing where she's like, oh, well, I mean, you know, if she's upset, I at least want to like make her smile once, at least once, just genuinely. And so she like makes a whole lot of an effort to do that, like on Mafuyu's birthday card story. And Emu runs up to her. And so she like puts on this like kind of little joke performance for her in the hallway. It like ends with a pun. And then Mafuyu's just like, yeah? And then Emu's like, damn it, the joke didn't land, no! And she's like, I'll make you smile next year, don't worry. And she like runs off. Akito and Mizuki. Okay, so these three is my way of just saying that I think that the White Day Trio is a silly, goofy interaction altogether. Mizuki like teases Akito because Akito's Enna's younger brother. And Mizuki and Tsukasa are like, where Tsukasa's kind of like, ha ha ha, and Mizuki's like, yep, you go, you get him. And then Akito doesn't like how loud Tsukasa is and is like, wow, why does Toya look up to this guy? And so just like the three of them are just silly. Enna and Emu, I saw the one event story, the recent one, where Enna, Emu, and Honami were like practicing drawing for like this event. Emu's like talking to Enna and it's like, oh, nice to meet you, Shinononome-san. And is like, it's Shinonome. And she's like, Shinonononome. It's just so silly. Shiho and Tsukasa, Shiho's like, no, this guy's too loud, and Tsukasa's like, hello, and like doesn't understand. Or the fact that like she stops by Phoenix Wonderland a lot and really likes the mascots. I think that's really neat. These two are here specifically because like I saw this one, I think it was part of a story. Minori's dog was like running towards Akito and Toya, and Akito got like really scared. And Minori's like, oh, sorry, that's just my dog. And it's like this like really big fluffy dog. And I thought it was really silly. And then Tsukasa, they're funny. What can I say? Funny quips at each other. There's like this area conversation where Tsukasa keeps losing at arcade games against Nene. And he's like upset about it. And then Nene's like, if you know that I'm better than you, then why do you keep challenging me? And he's like, hold back a little, why don't you? And she's like, I mean, alright, I'll like self-handicap, I guess. What if I play this game with my eyes closed and I beat you? And he's like, I'd like to see you try. And she's like, alright, I will. Like, oh, why do you keep winning? It turns from that into, wait, you can play this game with your eyes closed. Show me. And I think that was funny. These two are just like quiet. Just the fact that it's like, whoa, are you perhaps a fan of Hatsune Miku? Saki and Toya and Tsukasa and Toya are just sibling interactions. These three, it's just the Tenmas. I'm very much a firm believer in Toya Tenma. I hate Toya's father, and so Toya is a Tenma because I said so. I think it's very neat how Toya wants to make sure that like Saki's doing okay, and Saki's like, oh, it's Toya, and then how Toya looks up to Tsukasa because he like helped motivate him in an earlier part of his life. Ichika and Tsukasa is another sort of thing where it's like, oh, how's Saki doing? And it's like, oh, it's the loud guy. Mafuyu and Shizuku. It's really neat because I don't think that Shizuku's caught on to the fact that like Mafuyu is very, very, very depressed. And so they just have like polite interactions during school where it's like, oh, hi, how are you doing? Oh, I'm having a nice day. Oh, the weather's pretty nice. Yeah, did you do that assignment? Oh, yeah, that thing. And then like these like really polite nothing conversations from what I've seen. And Akito and Nui, or Akito is like, dude, stop. And Nui is like, no. And there's like that one wedding event where I forget what the context was. I saw like a clip of it. And Nui's like, I want this event to be a success no matter what. So even if I have to like inconvenience you for it, I will. And Akito's like, are those fighting words? Or something like that. And I thought it was funny. I need to see more, but they're cool together. These two. Everyone was hoping that there'd be like an arcade event, and then the arcade event happened. It became canon. And I was like, yes, arcade buddies, gaming buddies, let's go. And then Airi and Saki, the one Valentine event, I thought it was really neat how they're just making sweets together. It's also just the fact that like pink highlights in hair. Pink, I like the color pink. Minori and Mizuki. I think it's really cute that Mizuki's like a Minori Oshi and is like, oh my god, Minori, you're the best idol ever, you're the best. And Minori's like, holy shit, I have a fan that's that dedicated? I wouldn't think I had one of those. Emu and Minori, the only interaction I've seen between them, which might not even technically be canon, clip from Puchiseka where Minori's like saying good morning, and then Emu's like, good morning, Wannahoy. And Minori's like, wow. And that's the only thing I've seen, but I think that would be funny. Shiho and Minori, I've seen like a few interactions in the lives that I play where like they talk to each other like, oh, like, do you think you can do it? Yeah, I can. And that's all I've seen, but I think it's neat. The only interaction I've seen between these two is the most recent one at the 2nd anniversary, where Mafuyu talks about goals and for the future and stuff, and Rui talks about how he thought that he was content performing alone, and then how he realized after the others came along that he wanted to perform with others. Mafuyu's like, oh, I see. And I thought that was really cool. Nen and Ichika, I mean, they're shy. What do you want from me? I think shy characters interacting is wholesome. Toya and Mizuki. I saw an area conversation where Toya is like, oh, Mizuki, you're sort of late to school. What happened? And Mizuki is like, oh yeah, like my bike got a flat, and then this happened, and then that happened, and then it took forever to get to school because I had to walk all the way. And Toya's like, oh, that sounds horrible. I'm gonna go get you a drink so you can hydrate after walking all that distance. And Mizuki's like, wait, it was a joke. I was kidding. And I haven't seen the interactions, but I want to. This might be because I haven't read every single story. I've read a good amount of the stories, but there is a good amount that I'm missing out on. And so some of them in this tier, people that are bigger fans of Project Sekai than me and have read more stories might pop in the comments like, actually, these two characters did interact. What are you on? But I haven't seen them, but I want to. I think that these two would be silly. They're kind of loud. Quiet characters. I drew a fan art way back when I got into Project Sekai of Rui, like, he like invents like a jetpack, and then Aidi's like blasting up into the sky with it, and Rui's just like encouraging her like, more, jump, like, hey, you can jump higher than that with like the jetpack, because I just thought it'd be silly, I don't know. Quiet characters, shy characters, and then An, I mean, how I said earlier, how An is kind of just like the really positive kind of like extrovert that like gets along with a lot of people. I wonder how that would play out. Saki and Kanade, I think that with the whole like hospital angst thing that goes on with like Kanade's father and Saki, I think it's like opening up about that and about how much it must hurt like being away from those you love. I mean, I don't know if I want to see that happen because it's sad. These two, everyone talks about like, oh, Tsukasa and Mafuyu are the same, game theory kind of thing. And I don't think that they're the same. They have very different like methods of going about things, and sometimes people kind of like twist Tsukasa into like, oh, he's secretly sad and brooding, but like they're on like really opposite ends of the emotional spectrum when it comes to that. Mizuki and Nene, I think the fact that Rui is so close to the both of them, I think that like seeing the two together and just kind of like interacting with each other would be really wholesome. Airi and An, I mean, I don't know. They just seem like they'd mesh well. I don't know what to say. Whereas Airi and Akito, I think these two would fight if they saw each other. I don't know how to describe it. I think they would fight. And I want to see it. I want to see them throw hands. Okay, this might be the most fun tier list because you get to like watch the dances, and I haven't seen these fixed camera versions of the dances done by Tierlist Hen. Credit to Tierlist Hen for all these. It's all in Tierlist Hen's playlist. Hop, hop, hop. I might just put it in a higher tier just for the little hop. This part, I like the little hand fans, and that like the fwow fwow they do. I think it sticks out to me more if I like think of the song and I start like mimicking the dance. Like this part with like the hand fans and like the like wavy hands. I like mimicking that part. But some other parts I don't really like think about much. I kind of just like watch the 3D music video without thinking about its dance that much. And so I'll put it here. It's like I've seen the 3D music videos a bunch, but I haven't seen these fixed cameras much at all. Spin. Oh, the spin is always so graceful. I think because of like the graceful spins that they do in the chorus, and like all the like every part of the dance is like really graceful, which might be like part of just like whoever did the dance in like the motion capture. Like maybe just they got like really graceful dancers, but I don't know, it's very, very pretty. Okay, I'm not gonna do Miku. I don't think Miku's here. I don't think Miku is here. Hot take, Miku is not fun. I do not like that song. I know some people were like, oh, you're just hating on it because it's popular. I don't like it. You know, for being honest, I'm putting this one like in the top tier, there's no question. I don't even have to watch this. I'm just watching it as a treat. I think it's fun to look at. I love how Kaito follows them. He's part of this dance and then he just goes over there. He's like, oh yeah, I want to be part of both groups. Oh, here it comes. I think it's also like with some Vivid Bad Squad dances, like I'm kind of envious because I can't do that kind of dance, like that kind of style of dancing I'm really bad at, and so seeing it done so well is really nice. Bow, bow. And it says kuru, but like they also do a spin which is like kuru, clap, like applause. It's like, and then Carton Call they do like a little bow. They do the like little wavy thing here too. People make fun of it, but I think it's cool. Look at them, they're grooving. Top tier, no question. Where are you? Top tier. Top tier. This is like one of those dances that people make fun of 25G for. They're like, what the hell are they doing? And it's that kind of thing where like you can't dance that fast because it's a slow song. What can I say? It's a polite little dance. I like their spinning. It's pretty cool. I like it. Oh, look at all this spinning. Look at all this spinning they're doing. Do you get it, guys? Do you get it? You see, if you don't get it, the song Karakuri Piero, produced by 40MP, vocally producer, is about spinning, spinning, and getting tired of spinning. So too sarcastic. Do the spinning thing. Yo, they're spinning! Yo! Yo, that's the thing! That's the thing that's in the lyrics! I'm so mean. Oh, I like this part a lot. I like this like thing they do. Okay, that part's cool. Robot Haruka. Fancy spinning. Listen, I'm just taking in the Kage bro. Jamming out. It's See, some people might be like, oh, compared to the other dances, at least the ones we've seen so far, this one's pretty unified. There's not much variety in like what the characters do. It's mostly like they dance as a unit, but like Soda Record's about to make Kushidan, which is like this whole like group thing. So like I like that they're dancing as a unit. I think it's a cool touch. I think it's cool. I also really like how much is the intensity of the song. I'm tempted to put it up here. Oh, do I have to like distinguish between these different ones? Oh, I'll put it up here. You just kind of gotta like channel your inner TikTok cosplayer and kind of just get into the feeling of it. You know what I mean? Act it out. Yeah, you can't do much for a dance for this. Yeah, I feel like this one's really just like more of a like TikTok cosplayer character acting than dancing in some points. I mean, like they do it in unison at a lot of points, but it's the discourse of the 25G dances that I've seen where they're like, what, do you want him to dance like how the Tone of Wonders dance goes to a slow song like this? And I'm like, no. It's just, I mean, it still doesn't mean that I can't like put it in this tier because it's a dance that fits it, but I'm not ranking how much the dance fits the song because I think most of these dances fit the song well. I'm ranking how much I like them, and I mean, it fits the song. I couldn't think of any better way to do it, but like, I don't know. I judge them very much off of like, is it memorable to me? If I like hear their cover of it, do I like mimic it in my seat along with them? Do I start dancing along? And I don't start dancing along. I kind of just think, TikTok cosplayer, let's go. That's not like super derogatory. That's kind of just like how it seems, like kind of just this character acting type. I'm not trying to be rude when I say that. Yeah. I like how the dance gets like a bit more lively in that part. Where is it? Where did I put it? There it is. Nice. Oh no! The window on Showtime bias. It's showing! You know what this reminds me of? Reminds me of this. It reminds me of this. It reminds me of this. And this is one of my favorite Project Diva choreographies. I don't usually talk about Project Diva choreographies much, but this one's a big favorite because he has a funny little staff. Like, look what he does in this part. Look at that. They like utilizes his dumb little cane, like a dumb little elf dance. I think it's very funny and cool. And look at them, they're like using like the little staff cane things, and I think it's very cool. Bow, 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 wow. Like look at all the twirling around each other that they do too, it's impressive. The way that like Emu and Miku kind of just barely dodge each other. I am too clumsy to ever hope to do this, goodness. A little running, whee! Come on, iconic. Actually iconic. What do you want me to do? It's up here. It goes up here. Oh, hot take, I don't really care for this song that much. I know everyone says it's a classic, I understand its importance and stuff, but like I don't like the undertones. I don't think it's that cool. I don't like the lyrics. Oh, and this part's too. This part's iconic. Whoo, whoosh, pa-pow. I forget how much of it resembles the Project Diva dance, if any at all. I know that sometimes, if it has like a Project Diva choreography, like the Happy Synthesizer one, it's like kind of similar-ish at moments. But I think this one, maybe it's just I've like tried to full combo it on Expert and Master so many times that it's kind of like, that like the dance is like embedded into my head. I think it's a good dance. I don't like the song, but I think the dance is cool. It's another foregone conclusion. It's kind of obvious where I'm putting this one, but we're watching it anyways. Oh, look at them go. I love how they follow each other as like a unit. Oh, look at that! Oh, that's so cool. Look how Kohane, Len, and An. Look at them. Look at how the three like kind of go off on their own like that, with each kon nanimo. Look at that. Look at how cool that is. Look at these three. Whoosh. Whoosh. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. Yeah. I like affirming gestures. I think affirming gestures in dances are really good. I like when they turn to each other and go, yeah. Fly ya, I fly ya. Kono omoi believe asatte no kaze kutsuki nuke egaki da sekai. Look at him. Oh my god, I love this part. Oh, this was such a good part. Look at him. They're giving little gestures to the camera. It's so cute. Oh my god, that part makes me so happy. If I'm having a bad day, sometimes I just watch Flyers music video and I'm like, oh, look at them go. Look at this little wave they do. Oh my god, that makes me so happy. Dance makes me so happy. I think I'll put it, where do I put it? Here. Okay, I don't think I need to say much about Tell Your World. Tell Your World's kind of just like, it's a dance. Yeah, look at her go. Yeah, she's telling her world, alright. Cool. Okay, for this one, I have a confession to make. I saw a TikTok where someone said, why are the 25G dances so goofy? And they took like a virtual live fan cam of this and they sped it up and they put it behind the Project Sekai OST, the goofy one. And it's like it synced up to the audio and I thought it was just, I can't not think of it. It's such a good dance though. It has a surprising amount of energy to it. Look at him go. Whoosh. Wow. Okay. I've seen like some clips where it shows Kohane and Minori in the background of each other's solos. And they kind of just do like these silly little dances. I want to see how that looks. Oh, Minori, what are you doing? Wow, wow, wow. Oh, look at her go. Look at her go. Look at that. A confused pointing. And Minori does like the funky little leg thing. Funny. Okay, this part's iconic. This part's iconic. Wow. Look at that. Look at him go. Cause I'm a brand new street. Did they just dab? They dabbed. It's iconic. Look at Emu and Kaito. Wait, no, Rui too. What the hell are they doing? It's Kasa, everyone except Nene. I love this part where they like jump into place. 1, 2, 3, 4. One that's a goddess for everybody showtime. One that's a goddess for everybody showtime. One that's a goddess for everybody showtime. Look at Tsukasa. Look at him. Love it. Or was it not this part? I like that move. Look at him go. It was a pretty good dance. I think it was pretty good. I'll put it here. I like Haramaki Gohan's music a lot. And so discovering that they covered Multi-Line Nightmare made me really happy. I'm also really happy about the fact that there was the Vivid Bad Squad commission song Moonlight with Haramaki Gohan and Tatsuya Kitane. That was such a good combination. This isn't about that. This is about the choreography, so let's focus on the choreography. I think it's sort of like a idolish dance where they're like, hi audience, how you doing? Kind of thing a lot of the time. Yeah, lots of like waving and like, hello audience. Now this, I like this part of the dance. Look at him go. It's very graceful. And this part where like Miku's like, wow. I love that. I love that. That's so good. Oh, it's also not related, but I like how the background bounces. Like the background video of the Melty Land. I like how it bounces because like, even though there's not Melty herself on the image of the background, like they still have like the little bouncing. I think that's cool. Just excessive waving at the beginning. I get that it's like an idol thing, like, hi audience, how are you doing? Woohoo! But I liked the chorus dance a lot better. I like this, where they like kind of move around Miku like that. I like that a lot. And these kind of like moves. So because it's like very half and half, where I'm not that big into the first half, but I like the second half, it'll go right here. Speaking of Tatsuya Kitane, here we are. Oh, this part. I like this part right here. I like that. This part. It's very cool. And then they like count on their fingers. I love it. I've never been able to do that foot thing, so I think it's really cool that they can do it. Or they like do that like step to the left, step to the right kind of thing. Oh, I like this too. Look at him. Look at him go! And little boop, 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 boop. Look at their silly footwork. I put it here. Or here. Yeah. Here. Here. Look at they like echo each other. 2, 1, 2. And then do it again here. Look at this, look at this. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's cool. I put it here. Oh no, her Wonderland Showtime bias is showing again. Look at this, counting 40 people. Because like the lyrics are saying like, oh, not letting the slightest mistake go unnoticed. And so like get him out of there, like push him out of line. He's like, whoa, he's like, hey guys, look at this dumbass. Point. Look, they're all pointing at him. Hey, he fell out of line. Point at him. Like, it's so goofy. And look at that, like being quiet. Look at our surroundings. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah. Like keep it hidden and kick them out. Like it like matches the lyrics so well. I'm like mimicking it in my seat right now. And then the iconic that was in the original music video. Now you could probably use this part to tell me, hey, you're being a little hypocritical. You said you didn't like all the waving and audience addressing that was happening in the Multi-Line Nightmare one. What about this? But like, with this one, you literally hear like cheers and stuff, and like they're trying to like say like, hey, say it with me. And so I think it fits pretty well. It's so great. It's one of my favorite dances. I'll go right here. It's a lot more energetic than I remember being in the 3D MV. It's probably because like the 3D MV had like lots of effects. I don't know what to say. Maybe I wasn't paying attention enough. It was neat and energetic. I just don't remember that many of the moves, but I think it was really neat. I've seen this in like the virtual lives, so I know that like they move around each other a lot, and I think it's very cute. Like look at this little cute smile haruka. Hi, 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 hi. I like this move Miku does. Look at that. Look up. Fresh idol, yay! I don't know how many people know, but Tsukasa's voice actor. I've seen clips of him dancing to some of the songs, and he's danced to this song, and it's very cute. It's such a good dance. It's so cute. I'll put it here. That's not cheap. I love that part so much. I love the hopping that they do. It's so cute. Look at this. Hop, hop, wah. And then look at where like Tsukasa's asking like, where are we? Who are you? And Nui just gives like this, I don't know, man, kind of gesture. It's so silly. Tsukasa's like, hey, answer my question. And Nui's like, I don't know, dude. I love this part of the dance too. I mimic it a lot. And this, look at that. That's like one of my favorite moves from this dance. Here comes again. Yeah, 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 yeah. And they make a heart. And this part, I love this part. I love this part. Hopping in a line. Hop, hop, hop. I put it right here. I play this song all the time for the daily challenges. It's a bit tiring. Oh, that's a cool pose. Look at that pose Mizuki's doing. Stomp, stomp, stomp. I didn't realize they're all doing different dances. It's crazy. I've never paid attention much to the dance, even though I've played it a billion times. I guess it makes sense why I haven't paid much mind to the dance, because everyone's doing their own thing. So I'll put it here. It's showtime! Hey, hey! Oh my god. Look at Miku. Look at Miku. Look at her. That's cute. Look at them. Look at their silly little backup dances. Look at how goofy that is. Look at that. And then this part. Whoa. Whoa. And then like down and down. Every bit of this dance. Dame kamo. How much? Mika go. And this part. Look at their goofy ass walks. Look at him go. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. It's all time. Just, I don't know. I forget if I saw a choreographed dance to this already. I forget if that one group of 9 did it. This part's iconic. I can't do it, and so I think it's really cool. Octo, can you punch the air real quick? Thanks, bro. Pretty neat dance overall. So I'll put it here. Look at Minori. Look at her go. I think it's neat. I think it's cool. I think it's neat. I like that part. I like that part a lot. I like how light and airy this dance is. Like lots of like little gentle steps and kind of just bouncing around. Hold on. Look at Rin. I think it'll go up here. Really great. Kind of bothers me how the background TV is just like some text on the bottom. It might be like related to the song a bit more than I understand, but it seems like kind of oddly blank. I think it was really cute and gentle. Not super memorable, but very fitting and cute. I put it here. I think it's kind of funny that they're in a line like this because like it's like a bit of a scale of like how much energy each of them has in the dance. Here. Since we're on the topic of sweet magic, here are 3 sweet magic dances that I found very notable over the years. My first exposure to sweet magic was an MMD of Kaito and Meiko doing this dance on the bottom. And then seeing like the Project Diva, Project Mirai dance for it up here, and then the Project Sekai one that came a whole lot later. Which is kind of my way of saying I'm very attached to this dance on the bottom, even though it's like very difficult to do. It has like lots of little like just a whole lot of different moves and seems very exhausting to do. And the kind of thing where like if they're not singing, they're like mostly still happens a lot in this song. And so it's a lot less tiring if you were to like be like, oh, I want to do like a cosplay dance of this and I have like other people to dance to it with, then this one would be like a whole lot easier than the other dances. I like this little hopping. Look at this. Hop, hop, hop. This part, it's so cute. Bonk. Whoa. Bonk. This part, I love this. Look at this. Look at that. That's such a good dance. Yay, yay. I put it here. This looks so tiring. Look how energetic they are. This part, I like the dance for this. Point, 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 point. Nah. Really steady. Go. But in terms of like how much I remember the dance, I remember the chorus a lot. I put it here. Rainy, rainy. Yeah, they're kind of moving with like the dun duns of the music. They're moving around so much. Oh, that was cool. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put it here. I'm happy that it's turned into a dance trend to do this dance. It makes me so happy because I love this choreography a whole lot. Dance, step to step. Have you run out of breath? Look. I too, I love this. That's my favorite shot of the whole thing. I think it like keeps the camera on like kind of Miku, and then it like pans to the left, and it's like ooh, and you can see them like spinning around each other. Upside down, side up and down, left side, right, left, right, up, down, you and me. Okay, Okay, I gotta talk about this part. And then in the 3D music video, the camera pans all the way to the left to Emu when it says left, and then side, and she looks back, she's like, what? Left side, right, and she like follows them. Left, right, up, down, you, and you. It's so good. Look at that. Look at Miku. Look at that goofy ass footwork. I love it's like puroguramu. Because they're saying like program, but it's like puroguramu, and then it ends with like mu, and then they're making like a little M with their fingers. That's so cute. I'm gonna do like a little shimmy. Like the entire chorus is so good, and the whole upside down. Oh, it's so much of this song. I put it here. Oh, look at that. Look at them. Cute. Spin. Here. I think my favorite part about this dance is that he does this, and then later on, Toya matches that in his own part, and he goes like this. I love it. It's so cool. It's like, hey, did you just copy my moves? No? So funky. Such a funky dance. That was very good. It was a very good dance. I like this. No. Don't walk any further. And like the wandering thing that they do. I don't remember its moves that well, but it's neat. I'm so fucking sorry about these outfits. For the Tondemo Wonders one, the fixed camera had these outfits, but I managed to find a virtual live thing that had like this kind of fixed camera where you could see all the characters dancing in not these outfits. But with this one, I looked so much for like fixed camera, MMD, but they all either had the camera movements or it was just the 3D music video, or it was just the virtual live with the same outfits. And so I couldn't find anything. I'm so fucking sorry about these outfits. I'm so sorry. Stop. Look at that. That's such a good part in the dance. Look at that. Jump. And this part, like the spinny. Up. I love it. I love how they go to like each one. What are your thoughts on this, Casa? What are your thoughts on this, Nene? I love this part of the dance. I always mimic it. Yeah. Motto crazy. I'd ramble about the dance more, but I don't want these outfits to be on screen for that long. So just know that this is one of my favorite dances. But I'll refrain from rambling about it too much because I cannot find another fixed camera version. I'm so sorry. Dun dun dun. Look at them in the little messenger outfits. Look at those dumbass goggles Len has on. So cute. Here. I love how they keep grouping them up into like 1 versus 3 and then like 2 and 2. I think that's cool. I like the arm movement they do when they say sensation. Look how much distance Miku covers. And look how far On goes. That seems difficult to do. Look at they like all join in on the move. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was pretty cool. We put Len in his One Joy Showtime outfit. It's a goofy outfit, he looks like a carrot. They're like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing, Skasa? It's so fast paced. Pretty cool. It's really great. Wait, that's not a dance. That's not a dance. I'm sorry, Leonid. You know, I think they're a little too energetic with this dance. You know, I think they could have dialed it down a little. Like, they're a bit too intense. Like, I get it. You know, this song really pumps you up, makes you want to party, but if you could like slow down a little, that'd be cool. Okay, I can't hide my bias. I literally can't hide my bias. This is one of the choreographies I was very initially hooked on when I got into Project Sekai. I'd watch like the virtual live video of it on YouTube and I'd be like, whoa, look at the dance they're doing, look at them, look at they do the thing, and then it's like the sparklies, and then they like the boop boop boop, and I like point to each and every one of them like, look what they're doing,
and I'd be just super happy and excited over it. So like, it's very much embedded in my brain, this dance. Dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. Stop. Everyone's always pointed out how Rui doesn't do that part. And he doesn't do that. And they do like a pose there, and they point, and then whoa, and then he doesn't do that part either. It's one of my favorites. I like it a lot. Speaking of favorites, and also that like there is like distance kept away from Mizuki in the dance. Like Mizuki's all the way over there. It's beautiful. I'm sorry for being an old Vocaloid fan. This is not the happy synthesizer dance I know. This is not the happy synthesizer dance I love. And I've seen this one a whole lot. I get it. It's cute. It's cute. Back up. Boop, 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 boop. Listen, it's not the one I know. It's not the one I know. This is the happy synthesizer dance. I will not hear otherwise. This is the one. Bum, 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 bum. Spin, spin. Bum, bum, up. Bum, bum, up. Boom. Bum, bum. Whoa. Bum, 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 bum. One. Boom, 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 boom. That's not my dance. That's not my dance. That's not my dance. I'm sorry. It is a very cute dance. I'll say it again, I don't hate it, it's just not my dance. Yeah. God, how energetic are they? Kohana, are you okay? Whoa, that's cool. I've never noticed that part of the dance. Step, 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 step. Love it. Yeah, yeah. Korekara. Yeah, yeah. I love it. This dance is so good. Like, they brought 100% to that. That was like 100%, 110% dare I say. That was so cool. I put it here. I put it here. These outfits are cute. I think I'd use hair ribbon. This part, this pose. Love it. Here. Let's go! I saw the Vocaloid version of this song way before getting into Project Sekai, and I really loved it. And so I like had it on like a playlist, and like I listened to it over and over, and I'm like, oh my god, I love this song! And I didn't know it was a commission for Project Sekai. Later in the year, last year, I got into Project Sekai, and I thought I was like, oh, like I thought it was a niche song. I thought that it wasn't super popular, so I thought it wouldn't get into the game. I didn't know it was commissioned for it. I was so happy. I was like, they put that song I like in the game, that really unappreciated song. And then I realized it was the other way around. I'm like, oh, but that's really cool too. And it made me so happy. Best part right here. It's literally the best part. Look at her go. Hi, 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 hi. Minori's me right now. 100年先も思いはきずに今炎を取って舞い降りたいつかのステージにもっともっとみんなで集めた全力届けもっときっと Look at him go! Look at this. Look at how they gather around her. Look at that. They're like, Minori, say the line. That's cute. That's so cute. Right here. It's really, really good. It's one of my favorites. Look at this. Look at this. It's such a similar hop. When I see this dance being similar to this one for just this part, my mind jumps to this one. And I'm like, oh, I liked this one a lot. I really liked seeing these two people dancing to it, because they do it so like gracefully and elegantly, and just the dance as a whole looks like, look at that. That's a cool move. Look at that. And then look at this move.
And I think this one's kind of neat. They're very pretty. It's like Sweet Magic, where there's like a very popular Odotte dance, and then there's a Project Diva dance, and then there's a Project Sekai dance, and they're all different from each other, but they all have like similar kind of, I guess, styles, since it's like the same song. I don't know. I mean, I guess like in terms of like, oh, I want to dance to this song, which one's the easiest one to do? It would probably be either this one or the Project Diva one. So it makes sense in that department, like Sweet Magic, how it's like a lot more energy preserving. But I don't know, something about this one, you know? I like this one. I like this one the best. I don't get the specific part in the choreography though, where like the line before it was, I think I'll still like you though, even if it'll hurt me. And then Shizuku saying like the even if it'll hurt me the part. But then like Airi and Miko are doing this move where they're like, hey, hey, and like the other party's not responding. Which kind of is confusing because like Patchwork Staccato is from the viewpoint of the singer being the yearning party, being the one that's like trying to reach out for this other person who's unresponsive. And so it's kind of weird to have like Shizuku being the singer for that line and being like, yeah, I'll still like yearn for you and I'll still like you even if you won't respond and it'll hurt me. And then like having them be the ones that are like reaching out to an unresponsive Shizuku who's the singer at the moment. It's getting put into the that's not my dance tier. And that's like a big thing about where I'm putting them on this list, like how memorable they are, how much they pop up in my head, how much I want to mimic them, or how much I want to just like see dance covers or just watch the choreography. And these ones aren't memorable to me because there's other dances filling my head of those specific songs. This is another case where I'm very attached to this Odotte Mita of the song before this dance even came out. Look at them. I think it's a very cute dance. But oddly enough, I put these two down here because the Project Sekai version of the dance doesn't stick in my head, but this choreography, the Project Sekai choreography for this song, does actually kind of stick in my head. I know. Look at this. Bloop, bloop, bloop. This one's cute too. Look at that move. Spin, spin. Oh, that's cool. Look at this. They're like, oh, oh, you're telling us? Oh, you're telling us? And she's like, yeah, I'll tell you why. That's cute. I like this part of the dance a lot. It's very cute. I love this. Yeah. Yeah, like a circle around Miku. It's so cute. And then like the arm sway. And then this part. This stole my heart. The directional saying like north, south, right, and left. And they like made little fox hand puppet things. And then they like move them like up, down, right, left. Look at this. That's the best thing ever. Look at them. They're even like looking in the directions. Bloop. 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 Ah! Well, just the entire stress of the chorus I like a lot. I just noticed also, what is it? So like the lyric here is like drink, sing, make a ruckus, right? And they're all like doing like a little like wah motion for that. Kind of like, yay, party time. And you can't really see Emu's that well. But then like Rui kind of does it in like the energy preserving way. Nene does it in an energy preserving way too, but look at Tsukasa. He's partying it up. Just for this part alone, I want to put it in the top tier. Well, for one, I want to move this now, but I think I'll put it here. Yeah, here. I don't know how many people watching this video follow me on Twitter, But when this song came out, or actually when the leaks came out, I didn't know that it was leaks at first because I didn't understand like the schedule of when event songs are posted, and I didn't know that the 3D music video and the song was to be posted at the end of the event. And so I saw leaks that happened around the beginning of the event, and I was like, oh my god. I started like losing my mind on Twitter, and I was like, this song is like my favorite thing ever. A Wonderful Opportunity always makes like cute songs where just nonsense happens, and there's always like a bunch of fun banter and jokes put within it. The fact that like they made a song for Wonderland Showtime, and it's so perfectly suited to them, and it has like all these like bits of dialogue, kind of just makes you imagine like I'm just sitting there and like taking notes about how banter between Wonderland Showtime goes. The banter, it's catchy, it's upbeat, it's cute, and then the choreography is also very just very, very memorable. Whoever like did the motion capture dance for Emu dances very much like Emu would, like very energetic and bouncy. And then Tsukasa has like a kind of very like putting way too much energy into it, even if he doesn't need to. And then it kind of has like a very kind of graceful-ish kind of way of dancing. And then Rui is just like the definition of energy preserving when dancing. If there's a jump, he'll jump as not high as possible. If there's like a punch motion, he'll like throw the lightest jab you've ever seen. Just very energy preserving in general. Since each of them have their own ways of dancing, it gets really interesting when the chorus hits. So they all like run around each other to be in a line, and then it has to cover the most distance. Look how much she has to run. Look at her. She barely makes it to the end of the line by the time the line is said. And it's also really cool, this specific shot where it like shows them like in a line, and you can see each of them kind of like running in place. Emu's kind of like doo-doo, like kind of just like left and right. And Miku's like running, and then despite everyone else doing like a little running motion, Rui just shifts his weight back and forth and calls it a day. And then Tsukasa's like, again, like putting way too much energy into it. Like, look at him. And then Nene just barely makes it to the end of the line. I wish there was a name for this. There might be a name for this. Messing around, kind of. But like in a specific way, where like maybe it like matches the lyrics. Like maybe the characters in the lyrics stop singing and start talking about like and then they like act it out. I don't know if it has a name, but I think something like rehearsed nonsense would probably fit. Like kind of just like, they're not just doing nothing, they're like acting, in this case, according to like what's going on in the song. But then even like the characters that aren't speaking have like very specific motions and like movements they're doing that are like according to the character. Like Tsukasa. And then like he gets rejected. And then the three of them, right, you can tell it's not ad-libbed because like they're going in very specific motions, because like even when they're not singing, Emu, Miku, and Nui come together and do this kind of like, can't be helped, kind of like shrug to each other. And then after Tsukasa says his thing, he's kind of like, okay, yeah. And then he's like this little pose, and then Rui and Miku are also doing the pose. And then they're like, huh? And then just looks back like, yeah. And then look at this. It says like, let's embark with no plan. And then they do this little like, I am walking, I am running, I am on a journey, I am marching. Like Nene pushes Tsukasa out of the way, but just like because of the chaos of everything, Emu, Rui, and Miku also are like whoa, 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 and stumble backwards. And I think it's very cute too how it like is like sectioned off, like how Emu like announces what she wants to do, and then that starts like this whole rehearsed nonsense thing where it's like and like all this banter that happens. So then Emu announces again that they're changing gears again, and it's like, okay, dance time. And I think it's cool. This became like a big thing on TikTok to do this part of the dance. This is what I said about the jump, right? Whenever they jump, Tsukasa and Emu sometimes like jump like as high as possible. Rui jumps as low as possible. He barely leaves the ground. Look at this. He is barely jumping. This is cool. Like watching the fixed camera version sometimes shows parts of the dance that you wouldn't have been able to interpret that well, just from watching the 3D music video. Because like in the 3D music video on this part, like they replaced the backgrounds with animated backgrounds, and it just cuts between like individual shots of the characters. So you have like no reference of where the characters are moving for this part. So it was kind of interesting seeing like, oh, they're like shifting to the left, shifting to the right. What are you doing? Iconic. Wait, no. I have to stop saying iconic. I've said it too many times. Here. Oh, look at him go. Papa. I like this move. Papa. Look at this. This is so silly. I'm conflicted. I think the 3D music video for this was pretty neat with like the effects, but I do not like the song. I do not like the song that much. The dance had like pretty neat parts though, so I guess I should put it in nice. Put it about here. I apologize about these outfits. Watch this. Watch this big hop he does. Like, he needs to go from all the way over here to all the way in the middle. And instead of just like walking there, he just says like, big dumb hop. And it's kind of crazy how he doesn't like run into Mako. I love the star trails. I love it. It's so cool. It's kind of funny seeing how stable each of the lines are. Like Tsukasa's are a mess, and yet like Mako and Nene's are a lot more stable. Here. I'll tell you what, I don't listen to this cover or watch this that much because I've already full comboed it on master, and also because its key is down like a good amount that I'm like, oh. Also because it's not in the original song's key and it makes me sad. This part's cool. Everyone do the Mafia shuffle. It was a dance. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, it's like a clock hand? Look at him go. Goofy moves. Everyone make way. An's gonna spawn a microphone. Look at her. That's cool. Bow. It's so goofy. The energy of the dancers really sticks out. Here. Kanade looks so confused. Oh, this part's cool. Well, I mean, it's probably like the slowest song in the game, so there's not much you can do for dancing than just like, yep, I'm standing around, I'm doing the arm gestures. You can't really dance to it, so it's not fair really to put it down here, but it's here. I know everyone's talked about this dance to hell and back, but it's very much worth it. Everyone's been pointing out, they're like, yeah, compare Tsukasa's dance to Kanade's dance. He puts all the energy in, she looks tired. And then other people are like, hey, why don't you look at Minori? Minori's just kind of having a good time. I like the peace sign part too. Peace. 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 期待改めプレッシャーの中知れたかけてダメダメロン一人でもできるそれはもう夢の宝助けてお願いします期待改めプレッシャーの中知れたかけてダメダメロン一人でもできるそれはもう夢のたったくないたいのみ My favorite part. Everyone's unique parts is really cool. Here. There's so much energy all the time, always. What's going on? Look at An right here. Punch, punch, whoa, whoa, whoa. She did it again. It's pretty neat. It's time. I've seen people actually like do this like beginning part of the dance. I don't know how they do it. I'd like to demonstrate this tweet before the 3D music video came out where I was like, Oh, I wonder if they're gonna make it look like the original song's 3D music video, but it probably would be kind of difficult. But maybe if they do it like Nikkori Chosatai did, then it might work. And then they did. Like, look at this. It's pretty much a 1-for-1. Look how cool it is. Like, I've been in love with this song for such a long time. Seeing like them recreate these like different little parts and effects from the original video so faithfully is so cool. Look at that. That's a thing. That's a thing they did. I like this part of the dance a lot. Look at him go. And they like imitate like the motions of the cowman. I like the waves. Covered in my eyes. They're like whistling. I like this part a lot. Look at this goofy dance. That's so cool. 1, 2, 3, fuck you. I say happily? Look at Tsukasa, he's goofy. It's up there. How far up there is it? It's about, I'd say it's about this far up there. The last one. I like this move. Look at him go. I'm surprised it took him this long to get an easy pop one more jump commission. You have him do happy synthesizer and then it takes like years and it's like, oh, there's easy pop. Up the key. I had a lot of like cute like do 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 kind of dances. I'll put it here. There we go, look at it. Ta-da! It's a pretty even split. I didn't want to put like too many down here because a lot of them had like a lot of neat aspects. I'd like to like try mimicking some of these dances someday, but I don't think I'd be able to. I'm not that good at that. But I can just like watch the choreography videos and dream, you know? This doesn't count as a tier list per se, it's more just like organizational. But like, you know how Project Sekai versions of the songs that also have Vocaloid versions sometimes have different keys. I wanted to like organize that and just kind of like sort out how different they are. The Vocaloid version for each of these is the bass, and then however different the Project Sekai version of it is, that's what this organizational tier list is. So like, for example, say Melty Nightmare, right? Like the Vocaloid version, and then the One More Jump cover, they put the key down like -2, and so then it's down here. It's kind of like a fancy way of saying that like they pitched the song down to be lower so that the singers wouldn't have to sing as high. And so some of these songs are pretty high, and so sometimes they like put the key down a lot. Then other times they make them go up, like with these ones up here. But most of them are in the same key. But it's kind of funny because like sometimes I'm just kind of like minding my business, and then like I see like video on Project Sekai and someone's like, oh, the Salamander Project Sekai version sounds like they're not even trying, and Miku sounds like she doesn't care. And then someone in the comments has to be like, that's because they're in different keys. And like, I don't know, just the like concept of like moving the pitch up or down. I've always been like pretty averse to it, frankly. Like if there's a Vocaloid song I like and it has a cover and then I'm like, oh, a cover, I can like instantly hear that like the pitch is down. I'm like, oh no, I hate it most of the time. But I think Project Sekai has gotten me a bit more used to it, where like I listen to some of these, I'm like, actually, yeah, I can deal with this. Though some of them I can't deal with it, honestly. Like with Melty Nightmare and Dapper Rock, I don't like how they sound when they're pitched down like that, even if it's only by a bit. Meryu too. Meryu really bothers me. I like the original pitch of the Vocaloid version, not the way they pitched down the 25G cover. Sometimes that happens too, where like sometimes a song gets pitched down for a cover and people go, oh, is it because they can't handle it? Is it because they can't sing it? Are you like underestimating the singer's ability? But then it's the kind of thing where like, no, sometimes it's just either more comfortable or like maybe it just kind of is more pleasing to the ears that way, or it's just more satisfying to sing like that. Yeah, there's like a couple instances like with Cinema and Traffic Jam where I think that the adjusted pitch sounds more preferable in my opinion. Or I'm like, no, I think this one sounds a bit more satisfying actually. Tera Tera too. I like how the Leonid version sounds. even though I'm a big fan of like choreography and their like tuning of Rin. And then also with Darling Dance, I've never heard Darling Dance before the Project Sekai cover came out. I don't listen to much Kaidiki Bear, but I heard the cover version and everyone was like, no, it's so far down. And I listened to the original and I was like, oh, what is this original one? Like sometimes it's just off, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Most of these, I kind of just feel like, oh, both the Project Sekai version and the Vocaloid version are very cool. And sometimes, even when they're in different keys like this, I still think that both of them are really cool. Like with Ego Rock, and that's the case with Dr. Funkbeat and ID Smile especially. I love listening to both versions of it. It's really cool. And Telecaster B-Boy too, that one too. If it's not exactly clear just by like being told that like some of these are in different like keys, like pitch, did this while making this, or I just like pitched up the Project Sekai version of the song to match the Vocaloid version. So like Kagero Days here is like, the Project Sekai version is like key -5, so I pitched it up to match the Jin version, the Miku version, and it sounds so silly. See, this one's like key -4. But this is the like key of the original one. This is key -2. What I would have given to have Multi-Line Nightmare in the original pitch. Not a opinionated tier list, just an organizational one. I don't know what to say. This is what hyperfixation does to a bitch, you know? Speaking of hyperfixation, how's about another tier list? Here's one of the beatmaps, the charts in the game that you play. The master ones, specifically, the master charts. I'd rank the expert charts, but I've full comboed most of them except for like, I don't know, numbers, this many. And so I've like kind of moved on to like trying to do the master charts for the most part. I do this thing in rhythm games where I try to full combo all the toughest songs that I can. If I can't full combo them, then I'll at least like try to get as good a rank as them on them as I can. And so sometimes I like leave songs behind if I full combo them. I'm like, okay, let's try it on the next difficulty. Or like, let's try these other songs that I haven't full comboed. But because of that oddly specific reasoning is why I'm ranking the master charts instead of the expert ones, because I've full comboed most of the expert ones, and I've started playing the master ones more. I've memorized more of how the master charts are because I've played them a lot more recently. I think the first ever chart I tried out on Project Sekai when I very first played was Children Record on Expert, which is one of the toughest expert ones. And I played it and I got scared and I was like, I died right away, what happened? And I was like, I've been humbled. And then I go back down to hard. And then I made a point of like, oh, I full comboed this song on hard, yay! I full comboed this song on hard, yay! And I'd be proud of like every single full combo. And I worked my way to full comboing a bunch of hard songs, kind of nudged my way up onto expert. And I was like, oh, I can do like this like Tell Your World and stuff, like the kind of easier ones. And then started working more on the expert ones. It took a while. Now I full comboed most of the expert ones, and now I've mostly moved on to master, and I have mixed thoughts. Well, I don't know why, but like on Project Sekai, the master charts sometimes are just needlessly like tough to read in the moment, like when you're playing. Like they make it like tough to like understand what notes you have to hit when. Oh, you'd have to like pause it on like a video of it and then go back and watch it, or like watch someone else play it and like watch their hand movements and go, oh, and just oddly deliberately hard. Or like they use a lot of different varying note sizes in master compared to the other difficulties, to the point where sometimes they have like ridiculously long notes and then ridiculously short notes, and then it always messes me up on what alternation of fingers I have to hit them with. And so frankly, with some of these that are down here on this can't manage on master tier, some of these I might just like not try. I mean, I've cleared every single master chart, whether that be through just doing it on solo or joining a multi and making it everyone's problem that I can't clear it by myself. just so I can get the clear from the multi-match on Master, which I'm very sorry if you've encountered me in multi-rooms on the JP server. I'm sorry, I need those clears. I've cleared every single one on Master except for these ones, which I don't have unlocked on Master yet. I don't know, it's like that kind of thing too when playing rhythm games where like, you like gradually get better, but there's a bit of like a limit in skill where like you eventually reach it and you're like, okay, this is as high as I'm going. And I started all the way from celebrating every full combo on hard to being able to unlock most of these on Master. But even then, like, I don't think I'll unlock a good amount of these on Master, except for maybe Don't Fight the Music, because I've gotten like a combo on Don't Fight the Music. If a song's like way too beyond what I can like do at least a little decently, then I just don't like doing it and it's not fun. Like that kind of feeling of like something being like within reach and you're like, oh, I can reach it. You know, it seems fun to try. As opposed to something that's like very obviously out of your reach. You're like, no. There's a few of the newer songs that were on the key organizational tier list I just showed that aren't on this one. Because this one just doesn't have songs beyond Tera Tera. And I had to manually edit the newer songs beyond Tera Tera onto the organizational key pitch tier list thing. But this one I didn't bother because it was just so much trouble. So yeah, up here, again, specifically about the master charts, love playing this, so satisfying. It's kind of like the thing where you're like, ooh, the way I get to like hit these specific notes in time with the music is so satisfying, you know, like da-da-da-da-da-da kind of thing. There's not too many up here compared to all of this that's down here. Just because of the thing of master charts again, where like sometimes it's needlessly difficult, and if it feels too difficult, it doesn't feel fun. But if it's a little difficult, then it's cool. Then full comboed, fun to play. I've already full comboed these on master, but they're the relatively easier ones. They're fun to revisit, either because I like the song or the chart is just really cool, even if some of them are kind of slower, like this or this or this. They're fun to just keep with the music. And then these ones are, I can play it decently, and they're fun, where like even if I can't full combo them, there's just parts, like certain parts of them that I'm like, oh, I like how this feels. Like the I can do most of Showtime Ruler, oddly enough, despite its difficulty ranking. It's just that like after the chorus, it messes me up so much and then I start losing a bunch of notes. But yeah, most of these are just pretty cool. Like I like these like intertwining notes from this one. I like the different shapes in the notes on this one. That was pretty fun, but I can't full combo it. Some of these on this tier I'm like kind of close to full comboing, but I can't. Like Rocky always messes me up like right when the chorus hits kind of, and I'm always so close to full comboing Melt. And I have a feeling that I could do World is Mine. World is Mine is pretty fun in the one part. It's kind of funny how in World is Mine, like it's like ba da da ba 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 ba, and the notes are like da 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 da. But for some reason it's fun, even though it's like completely like not necessary to do that. Shoutouts to Open Us to Deceive. Full comboed. I full comboed them. Note how there's full comboed fun to play and then full comboed. Especially with like Patchwork Staccato, especially. I'm like looking at it angrily because that took forever to full combo because the notes are so needlessly small. This song's infamous, so I say it's infamous for its like thin hold notes, to the point that like people were like, yeah, if you just put all your fingers down in the entire note place, then it doesn't penalize you for not being exactly on the hold note. And I was like, thank you. And then I did that, and then I full comboed it. But yeah, these ones I full comboed. They're not all the most fun to come back to, except actually, let me adjust this. Let me put this here, because this is actually fun to replay. Echo. The way the notes happen are really satisfying if you can like get it right. Actually, I'm gonna put Ray up here too. Why did I put Ray down there? What's wrong with me? Dreamin' Choo Choo, and like some of these down here took like too many tries for me to full combo that I'm kind of like, because like I'd always register them as like, oh, that's one of the master songs that I haven't full combo yet, but I'm always so close to it. And so like I need some rehabilitation time away from some of these songs, just so like my mind can reset. And so instead of me like seeing it as like, oh, that's the one you have to full combo, I can see it as, oh, that's the one that you already did full combo, you know? You can just play it at your leisure now. Which is probably a weird way to approach rhythm games, but I like striving for full combos. I think it's fun. I can't do well, but fun somehow is for, I mean, just that. I can't do it that well in Master. I can't get much of a combo going. Well, some of these vary because like I can get like decent combo on this, bit of a combo on that, sort of a combo on this. Especially with like remote control, it's kind of funny because like it's one of my favorite Vocaloid songs ever. And I was like, yay, they bring it to Project Sekai, it'll be so fun to play. And then like by the end of the master chart, it's just like flick hell, where it's just like and you're like, stop, please, I've had enough flick notes. And it's like, you want more? No opinion on chart. It's just kind of like, it's tough to formulate an opinion on the master chart. Not a fun chart is I'm like kind of opposed to the chart where I play it and I'm like, wow, like this one keeps breaking your combo. The anger face tier is for charts that actively make me annoyed, that I do not like playing on master. It like back with like the problem where like they make it deliberately difficult. A lot of people have been talking about how Once Upon a Dream's master chart, how they just can't full combo it for some reason. And I agree. I've been trying. I've been getting so close so often. And then can't manage on master, prefer expert chart. I mean, for a lot of these on the lower tiers, starting from this one, I'd say could work for the prefer expert chart tier. If they're not that fun to play on master, sometimes I just jump down to expert and I'm like, yeah. And if I can't get much of a combo going, then it doesn't feel like I'm following the rhythm, and then it doesn't feel like I'm having fun, because the point of a rhythm game is to keep with the rhythm, and if I can't keep with the rhythm, I'm like, then what's the point, you know? This one seems kind of fun to try out. I've seen like so many videos of it that like it's getting a little drilled into my head. Oh yeah, come to think of it, I forgot to mention how I play, but I play on iPad with my index and middle fingers on both hands. If I'm right, most people that I've seen talk about how they play say they play with phone and their thumbs. I have this thing, right? I have this thing called stub thumbs. Like ever since birth, they've been smaller than thumbs ought to be, like shorter. But because of that, like even if I was able to play Project Sekai on my phone, which I can't because storage, I probably wouldn't like it that much because of my like tiny ass thumbs. They're a lot shorter than they ought to be, so they wouldn't be able to cover as much distance. I've seen like videos where like people play on the iPad, but then they play like only with their index fingers, and I'm like, why only use your index fingers? If you use your index and middle fingers of each hand, you can cover more space, so you don't have to jump around as much. This is advertising. This is advertising my playing style. I wish I could get like footage of how I play it, because I don't know, maybe if you play it with like thumbs on a phone or index fingers on an iPad only, or like a combination or what have you, maybe it's easier with a certain combination of fingers and device, but with the way I play some of these, it's not. I'm starting to ramble. But yeah, this is what I think about the master charts. Most of the expert charts are fun. Oh yeah, I have also I have visual of what songs I full comboed on all the difficulties. I have the stat thing that they put on your profile. I have it right here. And I have footage of like random selecting songs so you can see all the different diamond shapes on the songs. I have that here. Pink meaning full combo, yellow meaning clear. I don't play the easy and normal songs that much. I just don't like focusing on the easy songs. They're not fun. How many tier lists has it been? Like 1, 2, 3, organizational, and then this. So it's like 4 whole tier lists plus the organizational one. This video is going to be really long when I finish editing it. I'm already like editing the parts that I've recorded like months ago. So I know that doing tier lists in itself is like a bit overdone and cliche, but it gives me an excuse to talk about a bunch of Project Sekai stuff, and I've been playing it a lot. I don't know, if you know me, I just talk for hours on end. I talk about shit, and I go talk your ear off. And so I was thinking, why not just make like a sort of video like this where it gives me an excuse to ramble about stuff and I can talk your ear off and just put that in a video format and see what happens, you know? It'll be a pain to edit, but hopefully it'll come out okay.